Good morning. Can you guys hear me? Okay, thank you. I sent your pin. Let's try this one. Hello. I can't hear you, Andrew. Can you guys hear Andrew at all? No. Okay. We'll deal with this later. Shows you on your.
Hola.
Oh, there you go. Showed you on your computer. Your
Yeah.
phone did.
No, I'm on. Yeah, I'm on.
Good.
Get out of Crude's way today, huh?
Well, it's a meat grinder for sure, huh?
Yeah, jeez.
So go to the S&P. It's kind of consolidating. Same thing. It's trying to bounce in the 4-hour, 1 hour. It's trying to bounce. 15-minute. It's stuck. And then there's the 5-minute. We had just the one trade in it. Short, cover. Sometimes, see, shorting, you get these kind of basing areas, so probably had a shot a second time at it. Not a whole lot of meat on the bone, though. You know, high to low is like 3 points.
Yeah.
A little bit more on the NASDAQ.
Getting ready to retest these highs.
On crude.
Yeah.
After yesterday's big up day, this is just normal retracement. Looks great on the 1 hour long. 15 minutes kind of consolidating. 5 minute.
Yeah, here we go. Lift off. That candle 5 minutes ago should be blue as well.
Yeah, it's, I don't know what I have to mess around with the shift.
Okay.
See, it's comparing 2 back to 1 back. So I got to work on it. I actually think I broke it just now. I have to change it back.
You just broke it.
It was better before. We'll get it fixed.
Yes, sir.
Strange, the NASDAQ is weaker.
Yeah.
NASDAQ is weaker. Let's go pull up the 1 minute. Right now, the dollar is just kind of bouncing around. It sold off overnight. Now it's bounced back.
Yeah.
Let's look at that NASDAQ. 1350.
Crude's keeping the S&P in play, huh?
Yeah, so the short was at 12. 1 to 17. At 8:55. Let's look at the 1 minute. $8.55. The next sell was 15.
I see some volatility if it takes out those highs, huh? How did the news come out? How'd the news come out this morning?
Initial claims were higher. Philly Fed was in line, and housing was, doesn't matter. Good or bad, and it's usually always spun to be bullish. You think it'll break out of this 56 area, crude?
I mean, it's yeah, I do.
Okay,
I really
sounds like a plan. Yeah, it looks pretty good on the 15 minute. Looks great on the hour. What you're seeing, the big up move, the retracement, and if this was a change in trend, this would have went down, rally, and then make a new low. Instead, it didn't here. These two bars are pretty bullish. Go one time frame up from the 5. So I like to see it maybe. You almost need it to break out right now in these next like 3 bars. So it fails, it's a lower high. See what the 1 minute. No, I'm not supposed to talk about the 1 minute, but
There I go. There I go back on mute again, and I'm talking away.
yeah, what were you saying? I was talking about this needs to break out in the next 3 bars, and then you didn't respond.
Yeah, it does. You definitely got some buyers pushing this thing higher here.
On crude?
Yeah. Look at that wet. Look at that tail.
Well, it always starts in the lowest time frame. There you go.
Yeah.
I think it can hold this kind of trend line up in maybe even a rounded, this red band.
Yeah.
I think 63 has to hold. Dollar tried a major breakdown and failed, so
got a nice bounce on the Nazi. $44.0625, right?
yeah. Uh-oh, crude.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you look at that current candle we're in, that's a 20-cent candle. I mean, there's major volatility here today.
I think that's the ATR.
Yeah, but I mean, that's if you look at it, we're 520 by 590. I mean, those are 70-cent ranges we're in. You know what I mean?
What do you think the 5-minute average true range is right now?
I can pull it up.
26. Average, so. If you were to take a 5-minute signal, then what would you? I would say you'd have to give it at least 20 as your stop, at least the average range.
Mm-hmm. At least. At least. See if the S&P can push to new highs.
The daily is almost $2.
Yeah, that's pretty standard on crude. Crude tends to be about a $2 mover.
It's actually the low end of the range. It's been as high as almost 3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See what it does here.
Crude is struggling. Bonds are getting kind of beat up.
See how the back half of this candle reacts?
Bonds are getting beat up and stocks are not railing, so
Yeah.
something else is going on there. I don't know. I think crude has got
Looking heavy, that's for sure.
It's got some overhead to work through.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Wow, it's like the Nasdaq chart is completely different than. Well, it's definitely different than the S&P. What do you think on this? Get a pullback for a buy? I would love to buy it around 30, 40 cents.
Yeah, I don't know. See how this candle finishes here. Higher low at the highs of current, midpoint of previous, you know. Still not convinced. I mean, we still got to see the pivot take full shape.
Right.
Nice push on NASI though, and S&P broke out to all new highs.
Day high, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
market open highs.
Mm-hmm. See if the Nasdaq's going to do the same thing here.
I'm sure it will. Can't keep a good dog down.
Nope.
To the moon.
Come on, Nazi, catch up.
Like to think it would, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dollar's kind of stuck in the mud today.
Is it?
Let's go look at the higher time frames. Let's see what crude does here.
Crude's got to start. Yeah, crude's got to start turning right here. This candle. There we go.
Takes out 91. It's going to 56 half.
I'll take it.
Could be a struggle though. Is that high? 77. Let's see, in a 5 minute. Goes to yen. That's the one thing about after a big moving day.
What about it?
Next day is slow, even in crude.
It's got to work it out.
Which one am I? Which Skype is the right one for you? Doesn't matter.
Hold on.
Oh. So you get your Virtue IPO shares?
My what IPO?
That high frequency
Oh, that's right.
trading firm finally, second time's a charm, went public. I don't know if they're trading yet.
Got it. Big push in crude.
Couldn't get 20. Really?
Went 10.
Yeah, but you can't take a 5-minute signal for 10. I mean, you're risking 20.
Yeah.
See, I got 150. Maybe next push down. See what it does here. Take 130. just because it's been the higher trends are still super bull.
How's the main dot?
I broke even on it, and then high of plus 50,
Okay.
and then it's kind of just bouncing around. It went to minus 50. There would have been the 20. It's all right.
Yep.
Strange blue color.
Strange red color.
Strange red, strange blue. So old Benny went to Citadel, huh?
Called what?
Bernanke.
Oh, did he really?
The ex-Fed. Well, he talked with them every day, so why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Why not? That's pretty funny.
The dollar's looking pretty strong, huh?
Yeah. It's tested this low. I mean, I don't know how many times it's tested, but this was the equivalent here was that Fed day.
Yeah.
There was a big dollar raid, so the yen held there.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty good place to. Just you get lulled to sleep with that darn yen. As long at 86. A couple hours later, it's trading 50 higher.
Yeah.
Just gotta swing trade it.
Nasdaq's definitely weak.
It's definitely weak, and that typically has been bearish, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't see shorting it yet, especially since the S&P made a new high there.
Yeah, exactly.
This is where relative strength. There still is the relationship with the yen. So if you want to get short here, this took out the high. This way took out the high.
Yeah.
This didn't, so you're missing one guy. That's obviously more bearish relative strength, but
Yeah.
if you're looking at a turn in the market based on the red bands, this thing should have made a new low. The fact that it higher low, multiple higher lows, could get it up to here. Some point later.
Yeah.
Or it's just churn fast back down to here, dropping back and forth.
Yeah.
But like I've been saying, when you look at a daily, this is the first time we had a rollover, and then it bounced instead of going down to here. So that's a change to me in the strength of the market. I think it's just going to be choppy. Got to scrape for your nickels and dimes. I don't know if crude would hold here. It kind of has to hold to keep the bull case going.
Mm-hmm.
If it broke down to here, that's kind of more bearish pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
for me, you have systems, you have signals, you have technicals. You never mind. You don't have any fundamentals. Um, so I like to look at if to expound on what we were talking about in the call. So if you get a sell, and I'll go get a 1 minute
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of show. You had your first rally, and then the first one was at the close, so at 25. So that's right here. So you could see how it took all these bars, and I get that it falls faster, but you'll see when it's really bullish, like let's just slide back yesterday. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Asian session. It's after. You'll see that you get the rally, and the sell-offs when it's strong and bullish are pretty shallow.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in this case, it's like 1 bar really. Wipes out 15 bars, 15 bars, 2 bars, 3 bars, wiped out.
Exactly. Yep.
So to me, price and the fact that it kept coming down here took out that low. Did it take this low out? Pretty darn close. This is not. It's definitely still a coil, but from just a technical pattern and price action, the bears have a little more control right now. So if you were looking to long, you got to be tight on your entries.
Yeah.
Short here was at it even. Set the second one. It's hanging in there.
Yeah, let's keep our eye on it here.
It's a bearish to neutral pattern. You obviously have the higher time frames that are just rocking. So
yeah, on crude.
The 1 hour you're below the band with a buy. 15 minutes kind of flat, but the bulls will put in a fight at these lows if it gets down here. And the bears, if this is the first time they've actually had any kind of market control in the last couple days.
Yeah.
Probably since this day. That being said, I think it's going to break out above it. I think it's going up to here.
Up to where?
Up to here. 656.
Got it.
Someday today. Ooh, there goes the euro. It's also a little extended oil versus the dollar. This is S&P is hugely overvalued today.
Right?
Way for 3 days.
See if we get a breakout here on crude. We had some sellers in here last time up in this area, so
Yeah, the only positive that I'm seeing is big sell off, took a few more bars sell off, and then now it didn't sell off as much and it came back quicker.
yeah.
So you could buy a 56.40 stop for the attack to the highs.
Mm-hmm.
Even came back for a fill at 56. It's actually 58, I think, is the equivalent on futures.
58, yeah.
It's aggressive trade.
A lot of sellers up there, huh?
Yeah. It's so neutral. I'm looking at different systems, different time frames. It's yeah. Here's the test. Let's see what it does. Can it hold 40? What else you
Don't like
seeing?
that. Don't like that candle.
No.
Might
This is
do a
where
stronger push.
what as I started to trade, learned to trade, traded millions of times, you start saying, and you can use technical analysis, you can lower your risk and say, well, you can take this trade and that trade, but eventually you start to say, and that's why I've been kind of throwing out hypothetical or theoretical trades, is that can you paint a picture on the higher time frames that crude oil is bullish? Of course. Are you going to have retracements like we're in right now? Of course. At what point does the retracement end and it goes back to straight up bull market party?
Yeah.
So you look in these spots here, you might have been getting long and getting killed, and then you look a day, a few hours later, and it's many dollars higher. So what I've done is looked at shorter time frames, and then you can take a higher probability shot with lower risk. Like if this 15-minute holds and it breaks out and rallies back to that high, you get back up and take out the high in next 24 hours on the hourly. Although based on how the momentum is, I don't think it's going to do it, especially with the move
Yeah.
it's done.
Yeah.
But if it were to do that, you just risked what 16. It's almost stopped out. If you were to take that, you would risk 15 cents or whatever to possibly make $3. It's pretty good
Not
risk
worth it.
reward ratio.
Yeah.
Pretty good risk
I
reward
mean,
ratio.
yeah. I mean, if you're going to hold on to the trade that long.
Well, that's how I came up with short-term systems for what I was trading, both the fund and like long, swing trading. So as a
Yeah.
swing trader, I would look and say, well, I think the move's pretty extended.
Yeah.
Probably needs a deeper sell-off, but You got to respect it. It can definitely turn and get up here.
Yeah.
So you got to make a kind of conscious decision what type of trade you're in. But I always use the short-term systems for long-term swing entries.
Yeah.
Crude's a little bit different beast. Looks fantastic, and then it's just like whoosh.
Falls apart. Yeah.
And then it goes and makes new highs, right?
Exactly.
It's pretty extended though on the, I mean, think of that move. I also look at how past, so this is 4 hour, let me expand this out. How past 4 hour, I mean, we could be in this right here. Broke down, rallied, fail. Broke down, rally, fails. You know, could be going to lower levels.
Yeah.
But it's that's the 4 hour.
It's pushing lower.
Yep. Well, this is where when you take that, if I had to give odds, it's much lower. Although you're trying to take a trade that sticks with a higher trend, you know, with the downsloping gold bands, you're definitely fighting the short term.
Yeah.
This is indecision to me until it breaks above one or the other. Breaks down, breaks out.
Yeah.
You got to be a contrarian trader. Well, dollar broke down.
Yep.
Dow's down 12.
Yeah. What were we down at the open?
On the Dow, I don't know, probably maybe 30 or 40. It's pretty quiet today.
Yeah. Nasdaq's down 10.
Back down to the lows for the dollar index.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta reset this.
See if it closes below its midpoint here on the crude. Looks like it's gonna fall apart.
Seems like it. See, I don't think it knows what to do on the current bar.
Make it yellow. But even the two blue candles up at the top, that second one should be
Right,
over
right.
the right.
I added a shift over one. It was wrong, so that's way off.
Okay.
The other one was better.
Got it. Gotcha. Here we go.
Party's over for oil, huh? Or it's just another test of that low. So if you put into perspective, people have been buying long-termers, hedgers, refineries, whoever was truckers, airlines, if they look at oil at 40, 50 bucks a barrel as cheap compared to where it's been at over near 100 for 5 years. So
Yeah.
oh, they were talking about the Saudi. I was just reading about this. Saudi output was increased.
Output was?
Yeah, their monthly data or something came out from OPEC.
Wow.
Not a lot, but it's still. So they look to protect positions. If you bought down here and you have to hold it for 6 months, you're looking at on pullbacks. You could protect your position, add to your position. So I think it'd be difficult to break below this 55, whatever, 19.
Not seeing many buyers step in yet.
Nope. They're all buying the S&P. Why not?
Right.
Print, print, print. $17 more months of ECB printing, and then basically, I believe they reiterated their program for another couple of years in Japan. Japan's more aggressive on buying stock, so
Their mindset's go big or go home, huh?
I think things are pretty darn bad. So the worse it gets, that's the Nikkei daily chart.
Yeah. Go back to crude on your on yours. Those down sloping bands.
Yeah, you got to be careful in long. So
Yeah.
if you want the short-term trades or be a short-term trader, you obviously shorting in this kind of area.
Yeah.
I realize that there's my thought. I've used these, but I'm going to try and get rid of, if you're going to buy, I'd like to get rid of this band. I'm not sure if you could do it on Windows Forms, but or at least make it smaller.
Yeah.
I just want the blue part. And then you like to just say, that's where your sell area would be. Give even the price in there. That's like your boxes on the, when you draw the boxes on the T4.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But they also have these handy dandy, I don't know how I would put it. Can't really see it. Oh, shoot. You don't have a lot of control, but I guess wherever you put it. So if you said, got a down arrow, I don't know if it moves along with it, but It's very hard to see.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Thumbs up. Can't even see it.
What is that arrow? What is that?
Well, that's just if you were looking to
Oh,
go long for the higher time frame, that's where you would look. Doesn't look too spectacular.
come on, Nazzy. Let's get you the highs. The actual index of the NASDAQ broke 5,000 yesterday. Didn't you say that's where you'd start seeing the top?
Well, that was it was the old high, but not really seeing any change in that. It feels like this consolidation period here before the new push is like what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think is even now, like if we keep 43.68, that low the other day, if that
Yeah.
holds, then the high is 45, 45.50,
Mm-hmm.
much higher.
Oh, yeah.
But it's consolidating. This push up was the European QE. Maybe we'll have some Zimbabwe QE, right? Get for real. Do a couple quadrillion or something. Zimbabwe dollars.
Mm-hmm. Just chomping sideways.
Marking time, it appears, right?
Just chomping sideways. Yeah, this candle ends here.
Just that. I think looking ahead for tomorrow, to me, it's pretty critical holding these lows. Pretty much even 55.17. If that low holds, could go back to 56.5. Start making a topping pattern. I mean, this is $13 off its low in the last couple weeks. Bulls did their job. Came in, they tested that low again.
Yeah.
Now, if it rallies weekly to here and then rolls over again, it reminds me of that bouncing when you drop like a super ball.
Mm-hmm.
And it bounces less and less and less and less.
Exactly.
Gold bands are flattening out. Looks like we might get a bigger run on the S&P higher.
It just keeps drifting towards the highs.
Sure does. But it looks great on the 1 minute. Yeah.
Yep.
Go through stocks real quick. All right. Go look through dailies. Wow. Citigroup looks fantastic.
Banks look good, huh?
I don't know. Individual stocks look better than indices. Goldman looks great.
Yeah.
High yield's even rallying. IBM looks great. That's been a dog lately. JP Morgan. Netflix to the moon.
Exactly.
Rig looks good. I don't know. To me, stocks look more bullish than the indices show. So that's like a bullish relative divergence.
Yeah, relative strength, yeah.
But the VIX is back at that super low.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, a lot of these huge funds and whatever, they use a lot of these different tools to mess with the indices. So it's almost like you have competing stuff, you know, the slamming of the VIX down that can get the other algos to drive into stocks. I mean, eventually it doesn't work, right? It's at not record lows, but pretty much.
Yeah.
You look at the bands, the new bands, and that with like the first 10 years of my career, it was 17. It was probably 20. It was always in the 20s. It'd go up to 40 on big sell-offs, and then it's kind of always in that range.
Yeah.
Now it's like 10 to 22.
Yeah.
Is the new range. 22 is the big sell-offs.
Yeah.
Which is like the October swoon, which was it 5%? I think it was. They needed that. It went how many years without a 5% correction?
Exactly.
So got yourself some crude at the 36s. Oh, that's right. No, 1 minute for you.
No 1 minute.
But 5 minute, I guess. Let's go to check that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
The open of this one, 43.
You know it. You know it.
Where's my... Yeah, that's all messed up. It's opposite. S&P, I have 96. I guess a 94 close. I think we had 95 the other day. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
So something like that. We're going to take 20 or just let it go? You can wait till you get your bar to get out.
I'm just going to Keep following it up.
There you go. Should run into trouble with that gold band, so we'll see. All right, we'll see you on the wrap-up call.
All right, guys. Sounds good.